it. Like, you know how in the front of the bus they got that little area that people be putting all their stuff in? Oh, my wait. I had me a whole furniture sheet set up in that front of that bus. Standing there.
For real, you hustling, man.
Yes.
That's one thing about you. You always was a hustler for surely, and you know you keep doing your thing for real. Like I'm always support this shit for real. I mean,
yeah, appreciate it.
No doubt.
Same with you. Cheersies. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Melaiya J, and we're back with another Wind Down Wednesday. As you can see, I'm here with my girl Kenzie.
Hello.
So this is a special episode because right now we are redoing a collaboration that we did in college.
Yes.
When we had KLG Radio.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Only the realest of the realest of the realest would remember the KLG Radio. Like, that was our first little...
Shout out to our fans, those who did listening.
No, remember we had people in, I think it was like the Clarion County Jail was like...
Yep.
Yes!
They were calling us. They were calling us. We was taking calls. It was crazy.
Yes! We had like a live little line. So we would tell them the number or whatever. And the Clarion County Jail people would be calling us like, oh, can y'all play, what did they used to always ask for Nelly Hot in here.
Yeah.
And DMX or some shit. Like, they used to ask for, like, random stuff, but that was a time. I ain't gonna lie, that was a time. That made me fall in love with, like, this type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, we in here, we're gonna talk about, today our topic is gonna be mental health. So, we're gonna do something a little different, something like how we don't usually do. Typically, I'm sitting here conversing with my guest the whole entire time, but I have more than one guest today, and he is also somebody who was like, I think he was our first guest on the KLG Radio, right?
For sure.
So he hit us up and he was like, yo, we gotta look-key run that back. So we running that vibe back, and we got Scoop TV that's gonna be coming on in a little bit. But what we're gonna be talking about today is mental health. So we're gonna just like give our little spiel on mental health, and then we're gonna bring Scoop on in a little bit.
Alrighty.
So, let's dig in. Well, first of all,
Wine.
today's wine is Dark Horse Cabernet Sauvignon. So I don't know what the difference is because typically I just have like the regular Dark Horse Cabernet, and I forget what like the Sauvignon is about. So we're gonna see.
Sauvignon.
So this isn't the same like Dark Horse red,
Sauvignon. Filet mignon. Maybe you could put it on and like cook it with.
Well, I don't know. We're gonna taste it and see. I'm not even in. Ooh, spilled a little bit. I'm not even in a mood to drink, y'all, because Jesus, I went out and I had me a little time last night with some friends, and I'm not even a drinker anymore. Like as far as like liquor and alcohol and stuff, so I really be getting drunk off wine.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I drink enough of wine, I really be drunk. So I'm like,
how you know how you did it back in the day? More wine. More wine. Throws glass. Bang.
So
Bring me a tattoo
weird.
for
Girl.
more wine.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, I don't even be feeling like drinking wine back to back. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But, so let's taste this. Cheers. I don't know what episode this is because I'm filmed up.
Hey. Cheers to being filmed, booked, busy, and not remembering what episode it is. We all waiting to get to that situation. Like,
and cheers to, this is the first episode I'm recording in my own studio.
Yes. That's the way you like it. Cheers to new studio film.
Seriously. So this episode might be a little rough as far as like, you know, our lighting and everything is not completed yet, but y'all are going to see the behind the scenes of like what's been going on with this building. So this is the first little set that we've set up, and this is my first guest in here in this studio. So that's a big deal. Let's get it, y'all.
Yes.
All right, let's take this one. Ooh. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie. See, you know I like Cabernet.
Yes.
I didn't expect this. It's got like a
see from my face. I like it sweet, so this is.
It's thin.
It's keep your blood right. That's
Yeah.
what it do.
It's very thin. It's very dry. Well, no, it's not really all that dry. Is it dry to you?
Yeah. Yes.
This tastes like a steak wine to me. So maybe you were onto something with the Sauvignon, filet mignon.
Yeah.
Because this is giving like steak wine. Like I feel like this will taste good with like a medium well cooked steak or something. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't eat steak though, so I don't know what food this would.
Sizzle it up, take it off the stove, then you make a roux with it. Then you gotta make a roux with it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of them. But so let's get into this mental health.
Yes.
What is mental health to you? Like, what do that mean? When you think about mental health, what do you think about?
Mental health to me, wow. Going on a personal note, my brother was just released from prison.
Woo!
All claps to that. It is a blessing to have him home, but I constantly think about his mental health. Just the drastic change and the face of people you mainly just talk to on the phone for about a good 10 years. So I find myself staring at his face trying to figure out how he's feeling. I don't want it to be too far that way, too far this way. And I'm kind of on big sister stuff. Meanwhile, I'm little sis. Like the youngest, sit down.
What you mean, like protective?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like very, 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 very.
Like with just his feelings as a whole, or like with people around him?
His feelings as a whole. Understanding before he even went there, he was always a heavyset guy. So his way of getting past certain situations, emotional situations, was laughter. He was the first to be cracking jokes, if not on somebody else, on himself, before he thought that they would come at him physically on some, trying to come at him cracking jokes in that way. So I remember all of that. Seeing him again, it brought it back like it was yesterday. So now I'm like, oh, heck no. Who said what? Where? As a joke.
Like
I
you can
don't
tell
care.
he's being defensive type time, like based on his laughing or like the little jokes that he's trying to say. That I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And I very big on conversation. I need that back and forth, even if it is a little tense, but it is communication. So I notice when he kind of backs off, his main word will be, yeah, whatever. I caught on already.
Like that's kind of like
that's your safe word. Like, what is that? What's behind that? Because we need to talk about that. It's constantly a year, whatever. No, what is your thoughts? What is your mindset? I don't care about men don't do this because of where you came from, and it was a hell of a lot more pushed than it is out here. Out here, it's a stereotype. But when you're in that environment, it's not a stereotype. Like, there are things that he will never be able to talk to us about. Like, so I keep all of that in mind. I want to be very careful with my words. And I want that when it comes to anybody that's been through a traumatic situation. You got to be sensitive with what you say.
Yeah, just like mindfulness.
But dealing with that, and then I have to come to the conclusion that I have to deal with my own mental stability. Within seeing him, I realized that myself, I kept myself in a mental prison while he was in there, just to, I don't want to say it was in a move of solidarity, but that was a very important individual in my family, still is. And him being absent for the amount of time that he was fairly traumatic. Like, I can't exactly remember. 2013, I was in high school. All I had was my dad and my brother, like, and my mom. Not a lot of people had that at the time. So where am I to feel sorry for myself? But even then, it's just like, everybody has their own situation, and how you deal with it is how you deal with it. But I did recognize I put myself in a mental prison, and now I have to do work to get myself out of that.
Like to free yourself.
Yeah.
That's interesting to hear from a sister standpoint, because with the whole like having a loved one go to prison and you put yourself in a mental prison, I usually hear that from like maybe a girlfriend standpoint first, like, you know, the spouse of the person who goes to prison, and then maybe even a mother. But I never heard it from a sister standpoint. It's interesting though, because like based on his situation, how it affected your mental health, and even how you were talking about him coming home and adjusting to like people and being around people and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy how there's a whole lot of like other like people outside of ourselves have a lot to do with our mental health, and I don't think that's healthy. Like, I don't think that that's good. I think that's something that I hope that we as people get out of, because obviously we gotta interact with people all the time, but I think that like for people to have so much of a strain or control on our mental health is like very bad. That's real bad, because it's like people can't feel how you feel. Like, we can't communicate in certain ways. Like, nobody can't jump in your skin and know how you're feeling about something, or know how you're going to react, or, you know what I mean? We don't even react genuinely. Like you said, we typically react in a way of like defense or
safe words.
Yeah.
Like that regular, communications, they tell us stop saying like too much, or something's showing you nervous or whatever. Like, stop using that same word, find something else to use. But you can tell that with certain individuals, like,
laughing stuff off. You know what I mean? Like, we don't communicate organically or honestly on a day-to-day basis. So it's like somebody could be hurting your feelings or like tearing down your mental health if they have that opportunity, and they might not even be knowing it. You know what I mean? So I think that overall, I'm saying that to say, like, I think mental health is really a thing that we as individuals need to key in on and pay more attention. Like, okay, what makes me happy? What makes me feel safe? What makes me feel comfortable? How can I communicate that with the rest of the people of the world without maybe seeming defensive or offending other people? And at what point should I not give a fuck? Like, what point should I be like, all right, I don't care if I'm offending somebody else. This is how I feel. This is what it is.
Right.
Not in a way to disrespect nobody, but in a way, this is how I'm gonna get my shit off. Like, I got to tell you the truth, or else you're never going to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a lot, because just with that situation in particular, that was a 10-year experience, which is like, I feel like every 5 years you find yourself kind of rebranding yourself, especially in the mind. You know what I mean? Your brain is different every 5 years. So 10 years, that's like 2 cycles that you went through without your brother, and then getting him back, and like, you know, just all that time not having him, and then getting him back, and now here's a new cycle. And you're in the same space with him to like kind of be worried about his mental health, but you got to get yours together too, because, you know. But yeah, mental health is one of them things. It's one of them things.
For sure. I appreciate the time to be able to reflect, because that is really what it's giving me. Like, giving me the real opportunity of understanding, because there's, in the midst of when things happen and when you sit in it and linger in it for too long, or most commonly it's known with young men, when their father leaves, they know themselves as, all right, everything's on me. I'm in the house. Like, I gotta provide for everybody. I'm getting mom out the hood.
Right.
Like, that
like
is
all the weight becomes on
yeah,
them.
but you don't understand that as a trauma. Like, you made that bond with yourself, and it's gonna stay with you until something, a situation in your life reminds you when you made that bond with yourself, and how you don't even have to keep it. That ain't even life anymore.
Yeah,
like,
that's a really good point, because a lot of people take on. I talk about this with my mom a lot, because I feel like we relate on that level as far as like taking things on, and then seeing the world as putting it on you. But it's like, no, you took that on. Like, somebody could put you on a pedestal or tell you like, oh, you belong here, but it's always our choice to either step up there or be like, no, that's not on me. I'm not responsible for that. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, especially as women, and not even just women, that's bogus. I feel like as Black people a lot, you know what I mean, when it comes to our families, because of the fact that we're 9 times out of 10 lacking a part of our family, you know what I mean, in like poverty-stricken areas, we tend to want to be the hero. Like, everybody wants to be the hero. So if our mom want to be the hero, then the kids want to be the hero. And then when stuff don't go right, or when you put too much responsibility on your back and you feel you can't measure up to it, you start looking for who to blame. Like, oh, well, y'all put this on me, or everybody looks at me like I'm the strong one, and everybody, and it's like, we do that to ourselves. And until you could, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it condemned? No. I don't know. But basically, like, closing yourself in that box, you know what I mean? Like, kind of putting yourself in a box until you can realize and make peace with yourself, like, oh, this is not my responsibility. I'm not responsible for everybody's happiness around me. I'm not responsible for everybody's success around me. And so you can come to peace with that, with yourself. I feel like that's when you kind of like free yourself from that box. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Ooh, now you switching up my moves. Yeah, you loving what I do, and everything I say I prove. Ooh, and she know what I like, yeah. And she know what I like, yeah. And she know what I like.
And talk about mental health, and we're gonna see what's up with Scoop, where he's at with his mental health, what he got going on, because we've watched Scoop's journey literally since, like, we met him in high school. We met Scoop at Older Dice. So
Always on the move.
Yes! Oh my life! Man, let me tell you something. If pounding the pavement was a person, okay? If pounding the pavement was a person, like, literally 10 toes, always, like, wasn't nothing ever stop him from doing what the fuck he got to do.
Never.
Ever. So, from high school, then going to college with him, and, like, you know, we all kind of finding ourselves in college and, like, seeing what we wanted to do as far as production go, you know what I mean? And he started his brand, and we literally watching it, like, take over campuses. Like, you know what I mean? He took over Clarion campus with Scoop TV.
For sure.
Then ended up going to Slippery Rock, took that campus over. You know what I mean? He left Pittsburgh, went to Houston, taking that shit over. So it's awesome to watch his journey, and I can't wait to see how y'all conversation goes.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, so you know I had to come and remind you about this sale because we only have 1 week left in this month, so make sure you click that link that's in the description and get yourself a spot before there are none left.
Hello everybody. Hello. Welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. I'm Kenzie and I'm your halftime host. But as Melaiya told you before, but I will reintroduce him. Scoop TV, as they all know, it comes in many channels.
Scoop TV.
Yes.
It's Scoop TV.
That is it.
You know.
Yes. We are here to talk about Scoop's many successes on top of his current journey of where he is moving forward in life and mental health. We have to talk about that because when you are progressing in life and just being a human being, everything seems to be coming at your mental. So I would say we're going to get on topics of what are those things and how do you deal with them.
Yeah, definitely.
But Scoop, hello.
How you doing, man?
Welcome back to the city.
Yeah, man, it feels good. It's a beautiful thing for real, man. Experience down here is just, man, it let me know like how much love I really got, and it never left. So this is always good. Man.
Absolutely,
yeah.
I feel like it's always best to get out so you know how much people miss you.
Right. That's
For
very true.
For sure. But our topic on mental health. What are the things that you feel come at you often as far as struggling with mental health? If you feel like you have any, life be lifing.
No, I swear.
And that is just a term of listen, a lot's happening.
I think with me, I could be doing more even though I'm doing a lot. And I always try to tell people, like, you know, you got to really control that because you gotta look at it at a standpoint where, you know, other people's looking at you. You might be, to them, everything's okay. But in the same sense, like what I do to try to, like, you know, fix all that stuff is like stepping back for a little bit. I take my time to be by myself so I can really know, pinpoint my traumatic problems and anything like that. Like, that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what do you feel like in this current day and age, a trigger that you have moved past and a trigger that you may currently have?
These are good questions, for real. I'll say, yeah, like I said, like I sometimes like dealing with certain people in toxic situations. I step away anything that's gonna kind of try to like trigger me from not having peace at all. So I step away. I love my me time now, and I understand how important that is. You know, with a lot of things that's going on in this world, you know, chaotic things and stuff like that. It's just like you got to learn to step away for a little bit. So that's definitely something I really still, like I said, is being patient for real. That's something that I deal with every single day. Like I want stuff done a certain way at a certain time. But you really can't, like, you can't stress. Like, yeah, I'm learning this not to stress about things. Anything you want in this world is going to come if you just stay positive. And that's what I've been really trying to do for real.
Absolutely. Yeah. Stay positive and move forward. You want to get bumped in the right direction.
Oh, man.
God got it.
Right. Heavy on the God, yeah.
No, that's right. We got it in the back. I had to put it on my sweatsuit and say, God got me on the back of this sweatsuit. And just because it's like, it's literally true. You know, it's just like, I put my faith in God. I'm getting closer relationship with God too. You know, it's just understanding like, you know, things take time, but if you work hard, you can get anywhere you want. And I just want to be like the spokesperson for that. Like you said, I've been working hard all my life for the most part. I just thank God I was able to find myself earlier on. Like I had the right people around me, you know, kind of give me that guidance and like the information I need to develop myself as a man. You know? Stuff like that. It's just a human period too, so that's just, it's a blessing.
Absolutely, for sure, because we've always had deep conversations.
Yeah,
we've
always
had
no, swear,
seen otherworldly information in Clarion Library.
Yeah, literally, that's where it all kind of started for me. For it was just, you know, picking a brain. That's one thing about me. Like I like picking people's brains to see where you at, you know. And it's like because there's a lot of interesting people out here. This was a lot of fucked up people too.
That there are.
So it's like the more I could talk to somebody and learn from them, you know, it put me in good positions for real.
And you are a big one. Never judge a book by its cover because you'll really talk to anybody. You can't judge a book by its cover because the cover ain't really saying much.
Exactly. You never know who you can learn and pull from. You know, I learned from kids. I learned from adults. I learned from life. I just learned, always be a my bad. You can be a teacher. You gotta learn as well. You know, so it's like them type of things, those characteristics I take, and it keeps me afloat.
Earlier we were talking. You were telling us about how you have a new design coming out.
Yeah. So we just shout out to y'all. I've been man. Cause it's copping every time I was out there.
I can't use face mask. That was hard.
Fact. So we did actually got on the new sweatsuits that I got stacks and it's in right now. Everybody wears stacks. So I was like, there's a concept behind this. Like Houston, I had a lot of ups and downs in Houston. Like, you know, I try to tell people all the time, like, don't think because when you move, it's just your life is just gonna change. You know, you still got bills that come up. You still got to find out how you're going to make a source of income and stuff like that. And luckily, like it's starting to get better for me out there now as far as that and the end of that. But it's just like I still had to go through certain things that kind of would mess up your mental health and stuff like that. You know, you going from making a lot of money versus to not making as much as you was because you're kind of like recreating your brand and you know getting it out there. It plays a big part of like the way you think. Like, am I not doing good enough? Like, what am I doing wrong? But it's like you just gotta stay down for surely. So there was a lot of situations out there that I would say it kind of had structure in my mind. Like, I honestly know that God got me through whatever I had to go through, you know. And it's just like I'm humble enough to express that. A lot of people won't, you know. And it's like that. Like,
we just talked about that before you got here.
Yeah, swear, because like I'm gonna go through a lot of things in life, and you just don't know who you might be inspiring or helping. Just talking about your situations, and it's like I've been through a lot from when I was a kid till now. You know, I still deal with abandonment issues and stuff like that. I mean, like I could be in a room with a lot of people. I feel like I'm still alone sometimes, but I had to get out that mindset because it's like there's people that really genuinely love you. So,
Absolutely. Scoop, you mentioned your childhood. So if you could tell us a little bit about your childhood and how that molded you into the Scoop TV we know today.
Right. I always felt like, with me personally, I was like the underdog for real. Like I just felt like it was a point in my life where I just felt like I had so much to prove. to be accepted for like, and I never really knew why. Like I know people always had love for me, but it's just like I don't know what made me feel like I didn't feel that. Like I don't know what it really was. Like so probably stuff that earlier childhood trauma and stuff like that. I ain't gonna sit here and make it seem like my life was just messed up, but it's like I had some things early on, like losing my grandfather a lot of, like earlier on, that played a big toll on me.
You know, we're close.
Yeah, we were very close. Like he showed me what it is to provide as a man. A lot of women in my family, you know what I mean? So I'm very protective around the women that I deal with and stuff like that too. So it's just like seeing him firsthand gave me like a glimpse of what it is to, be a man. So it is, even though it wasn't a long time I grew up, my father wasn't around, so I had to see my mom do everything. So it's like every other story of anybody else, but it's like I don't know, like seeing her grind so hard has made me want to do the same. I just want to be able to provide for her at a further time in my life where it's just like she could just sit back and relax. And like that's really what we working towards right now. Like the game I play is longevity. Like a lot when I was even back in when y'all was in Clarion, I knew where I was going to be the moment I started because it's like I know how hard I got to go. Like I said in the back of my mind, I felt like I had something to prove. But when I start learning, like I got to start proving that same thing I want to prove to everybody else and myself.
Right.
Yeah. So that really kind of structured me for real.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
No, for real, like it don't come easy. It don't come easy.
Yeah, because you're the official don't judge a book by
That's
its cover.
yeah,
like
exactly.
that's been since we met you all the time.
Right.
It was always walking.
Right.
Where is this nigga going?
I swear. I did walk a lot. I swear. But it was like one of them things. Like I'm always thinking that man, I don't get me wrong, I got a lot of friends and shit like that, but I say to myself, like, I always been like that. I ain't like to really move on the beat of nobody else's drum. I do me, you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like I maneuver better like that. That's one of the main reasons why I left. Like, not saying like I'm gonna do regardless, but at the end of the day, I just feel like in that space, it gave me the chance to actually think versus like, where I'm kind of, I'm dealing with a lot of things. I got a lot of responsibilities in Pittsburgh,
Right.
A lot of people depend on me, and I depend on some people too as well. So it's like, let me step away. College was the first step because that's you still around your family and friends and stuff like that. In the same sense, it kind of prepped me to move to Houston because it's like I've been away before. I can do it again. So yeah, like we're just taking the same formulas that we took from Pittsburgh, college, high school, and just taking it up wherever I go. I was gonna be good. I was gonna be good wherever.
The same formula, revamping it a little bit, adjusting it here and there where need be.
Right.
It works out just the same.
What is the formula? Like, what is your formula? Because we was talking about how, we watched you go from high school, then go from campus to campus, then go from city to city. Like, what is the Scoop TV formula?
First of all, it's consistent. Don't compete. For the first main two, like, I don't really look at nobody as my competition because it's like there's people that's better and got more than me. And if I was to ever compete, them is the people I'm competing with. Like people that's already on. Like we talking about I do interviews, so I'm talking about the Say Cheeses, the Vlad TVs. That's my competition. But I try to put myself in a box and definitely stay different. Like be different. Like that's the first and foremost. Like so, it's consistency outbeats everything. One thing about me, I don't take long breaks. I try to because of like I said, the mental health aspect of everything. But I try to just keep going. I want to see, all right, I did good this week. Let me do even better next week. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much the main things that I really do is just stay consistent, stay different, I always put out different type of content for surely. And just be everywhere. Literally, you'll see me everywhere. I'm trying to make it to the point where you see this logo, they know like this is Scoop TV, the eyeball, the face logo, whatever it may be. Like let's just make sure that you putting your face out there and step in them rooms and shake them rooms, whatever room you in. Like I'm not no type of person. I used to be a shy guy. Like I used to not talk a lot, but now it's just like I gotta make my presence noticed and literally I don't gotta do too much. my auras will gravitate to a lot of people. So a lot of people question like, how am I getting around all these famous people? How I know like getting people in my clothes is being in the right place at the right time. And it's like, it's staying strong for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you've always been a curious individual, even in your shyness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and when you would enter a room, it would be, who is that?
Who is
and
that?
I would play with, I think I asked Leia, she's like, oh, that's Scoop.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like,
yeah, I try to stay mysterious.
You're always a curious individual, but you are a type of, always has been, nobody can quite put their finger on it.
Right.
Like, always has been. Like,
And I love that about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. Like, no cocky shit, but I really love that about myself. Like,
sure, nobody can copy what they can't put their finger on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. I feel like people understand me a little bit more when they actually have a conversation with me. Mm-hmm. Very intellectual type of guy, but I'm very goofy too. Mm-hmm. Like, if you know, I play a lot. Like, I've always been goofy, but in the same sense, it's like you gotta just keep people guessing for real. Like, nobody can pinpoint like, oh, this is who Scoop is. Mm-hmm. My mindset changed a lot too. I won't change, but my mindset changed. So that might make me want to move a little bit different too. So it's like, that's just how I always has been. Like, if you ask me a question, I'll tell you. You want to know about me? Ask me a question.
Right.
I'll tell you. But if I'm a private person too, so it's like, I mean, if you ain't asking, I ain't gonna tell you. Right.
But you say no ask, no tell.
For real. That's how it gotta be. There's too many people waiting in the background trying to hear something to use against you. Mm-hmm. They did it to Jesus, so why are they gonna do it again?
Exactly. That's real.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100% real.
Special?
Literally, that's 100% real, for real.
But yes. Please tell us about your TV show coming soon.
Yeah. So Roku, it's out, but it's a Roku television show. So I'm gonna shout her out, Jada. I met her in Houston at an event I was at, and I shout out to Diego too. It was like an all black suit tavern. I mean, I was on the red carpet. We was talking. She gave me a nice little interview. That's another advice I give to people: always get in them rooms and network. Open your mouth. People is not going to know who you are, what you do if you're not saying. You never know who can change your life. Mm-hmm. Like, you never know. And it was one of them things, like I was just talking to her. She let me know that she have a studio space, or she knows somebody with a studio space that I can get my stuff on Roku television. I'm like, for real. We was talking about that, and I'm going to go back to the interview that we had back in college. Yeah. I said I was going to turn my stuff into a network. There, this was in 2015. And even I re-put that clip on my Instagram, and I showed the picture of them, like me basically saying I'm about to add my Roku TV show. So it's a blessing, man. It's so powerful, the law of attraction, man. I'm gonna get whatever I want in this world. Like, I was just talking about that when I first got up here. Like, I could really see myself, like, oh my God, like, everywhere. Like, I know I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be wealthy. I'm very wealthy. I can see Scoop TV being everywhere, and I'm saying it here just to say, because if I did that back then in 2015, I know that's going to really happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's coming real soon, man. Just stay tuned.
So for the conversation of purpose and also pivoting. So me, myself, I'm a pivoter, okay? I am a Gemini, and I will jump from one situation to the next, and I have no shame in it. I'm sorry. But I just stopped my working at a nursing home. Love the elderly folk, but it was emotionally crushing me. So I have currently pivoted from that situation, and I'm kind of in a open leap of faith right now that I cannot talk about what I'm about to do next, but it's special. But as far as having and feeling your purpose and having your pivoting point, what do you believe is your pivoting point? And from you speaking of the TV show that you are in the works of having, what do you believe is going to be different within your show from other shows? Because we see TV shows currently, whether TV, reality TV, what do you believe you will be able to present to the people? Will it be within your purpose?
Yeah, it's just giving them people a chance to have a voice. Like I always say, like we support a lot of people that we don't have no clue about. So definitely be able to like kind of like illustrate their story.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people go to the big dogs like the higher ups or people as far as like the artists you might get, but I'm giving everybody like a fair chance. Mm-hmm. Definitely the people that's working. Like I see a lot of different people that's in the underground scene, and it don't necessarily have to be an artist. Mm-hmm. It could be a small entrepreneur or anything like small business and stuff like that. We interview anybody for real. I'm just making it a lot easier. It's very hard to get on like the bigger platforms like the BETs and things like that. Shout out to them, but it's just like I want to be able to be that platform where it's easier to get on and it's more reasonable to get on too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. More reasonable, more relatable.
More relatable.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just like my main thing, like what I'm trying to do with that, and I want to kind of like. It's pinpoint around different clothing brands too. Mm-hmm. So it's like people go in there for promotion and they send me their clothes and stuff like that, and I put it on there. I might wear an outfit or somebody else's on the episode, for that type of promo.
Right. Yeah, so not to overstep, but the main focus of the show is to inspire.
Yeah, it's to inspire. Yep. Right. Literally. Yep. Right on point.
That sounds like it's damn near like a okay, so the comedy version of that was like In Living Color. Mm-hmm. Like remember before people like that was some people's big break getting on In Living Color.
Literally.
Yeah. We met a lot of people and we met some heavy hitters too on In Living Color. So it's like you're gonna be like that for like the entrepreneurial scene, like people who's trying to basically make their dreams happen.
Right, making it easier because like it's hard to get on TV. It's definitely hard. It's like. I'm blessed to say that I've been on there a few times outside of the Roku television, like on the news.
Right.
For different things and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you guys been speaking because you mentioned something about older days, like even in high school.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. So we, I basically, what was that? On the 20th? Shout out to Miss Papalea, if y'all remember her. She originally was working in Peabody, and she ended up, when we transferred her from Peabody, we went to Aldice and she started teaching there as well. So she kind of like put that together. She's a history teacher, and basically I got over there, got to talk about entrepreneurship, also starting a clothing brand. Made a lot of dope little connections because I need that high school fan base as well. So we're taking all that. It was a good thing to see definitely knowing because. Now in Aldice, I was a good kid. I was a good student in Aldice. I would say like, I was chilling for a little bit. Peabody's a little different. I ain't gonna lie. So I don't know. I definitely used to. It was a little hassle in there with her in that class, and it's just good to see how it turned out. Mm-hmm. I can talk about my experience, and it was good. It was real good. I'll do it again 1,000 times for real. Very humble.
Colleges. I believe you do colleges.
Yeah, I did. I talked to Slick Rock. We were supposed to do it again. A lot of the business side, everything wasn't what it was supposed to be, but it's cool. You know how that be. But I talked to them before I was up Slick Rock. We basically did the same thing. Mm-hmm. Just takes about the clothing brand and stuff like that. It's very true. Like it's smart for you to learn now and do it now. Versus, waiting so long because I still finding myself outside of college too. I'm like, dang, what I'm about to work at now, what I'm about to do. Mm-hmm. But like when you got some more of a concept what you want to do, it makes some things a lot easier. Absolutely. Yeah, I swear.
Absolutely. But you think about doing Spirit Fashion Show. Spirit Fashion Show is with Carnegie Mellon University. It's every year. And this year I have been placed as a model coordinator. And we need more designers. Okay,
that's something. When is it?
It's in March.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I got enough time.
We are organizing and doing things before we even get to the...
I do need to be more a part of stuff like that. I had my clothes in the fashion show yet, so I'll be definitely...
And I'm trying to get them to branch out into the community a little bit more.
Yeah, know what's out there, because it's... The only thing I would say, Pittsburgh have a lot of dope clothing brands, man. Shout out to everybody that's doing that as well. Yeah. I've been watching, man. So I've been going for a little minute, but a lot of people's doing a lot of good things out here. And even on the media scene too. Like I'm shout out to all the podcasts out there. This is probably my fourth podcast I did since I've been down here. And I want to talk about the importance of press runs too. You have you have to do that. Like if you're in what I'm trying to do, you have entertainment business. You're an artist. You got clothing design. You just go out there and show, like I said, so they see exactly who they're supporting, what they're supporting, and talk about what they want to talk about. Like you gotta get out there.
For sure, it's always best when it's like physical.
Yeah,
your face is different. We'd be good. Hey.
Right.
These groceries.
And
if I can say something to the one who owns the building franchise, we would. But they hide for a reason.
Nah, for real. That's
they
real.
hide for a reason.
Nah, for real. That's true.
When you on your entrepreneur game and you're really trying to get yourself noticed in the entertainment world, yes, you do gotta go outside.
Yeah,
and let yourself
really
be known. Introduce yourself. Say hello. Don't be on no weird stuff of they see me on social media, so they should talk to me first.
Like that's like it's a lot of
like, that's
be a
so
lot of that
weird.
shit going on. I be like, what? No, you don't got
the universe versus the metaverse.
Yeah, for real.
It's getting real mixed up.
Right, literally. That's real. I'm weird. That's real.
When it comes to like your personal brand, like you speaking of that, like because you made a good point, Ken's talking about how like some people hide on purpose. Like did you ever want to just have your work be famous and not you, or did you?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like that's really, man. If I could rebrand all this and then nobody knew who this was, I would do it. But it's kind of late. But I'm not at my peak yet, so I could probably still do it. When I get even bigger than this. Like I wanted it to be, like I said, I got like a more mysterious type of personality and all that. Like I just want to be behind the scenes. Definitely now, just with all the chaos that's going on in the media and stuff like that. Like I like being behind the camera versus in front of it. But I'm learning to be in front of it now, and I kind of like it now. More comfortable. I can talk more. And it feel good. So that's definitely something I really would want to rebrand when I get to that point where it's like. Who is Scoop TV? Right. Like the Vlad. I don't know. Y'all know Vlad TV. There was a long time nobody even seen who that even was until you start getting in front of the cameras and start doing interviews. Like I love to make it like that for real.
Meanwhile, he was a DJ first. Like he was known for being a DJ. Then he went behind the camera, and people was like, "Who is this man?"
He just came out of nowhere.
You don't know what face went with that voice for a minute.
And that's the best part.
Yeah,
surprise folks. You don't need to know. It's really none of your business.
Until it's a demand, right?
Right.
But sometimes, like, I recently had a conversation about purpose. I feel like I talk about purpose with people so often. Like, and recently, we had came to, like, kind of a conclusion where it was, like, typically when something is your purpose versus your inspiration, it'd be something you don't want to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like how you said you would rather be behind the camera. That's my favorite, too. I love being back here. Like, but it's like, okay, something kind of like pulled me in front of the camera to talk to people and have these conversations on tape. And I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to have to get cute and put makeup on every time. But it's like, I feel like it's a part of your purpose when it's like, I don't want to do this. But you feel like you have to, like, get a responsibility. Is that how you feel about, like, getting in front of the camera and actually speaking?
Yeah. Yeah, in a sense, for real. I don't know how I really want to explain it, but yeah, I would say so because it's like, it was something that pushed me to want to do it because I didn't always want to do it. So I felt like me even speaking on it right now is going to inspire the next person like that might be shy to get in front of the camera to do so, So it's like one of them things. It's like, all right, well, I know people kind of want to know who Scoop TV is. Like I said, there's a lot of people watching, there's a lot of people that I've met over time telling me, like, yo, I've been watching your brand for a long time. And it's like, I'm inspired by what you do. Let's put a face behind it. Why not, I'm a cool guy, I'll say,
Right.
Let's get in front of this camera, I'll let y'all see what I got going on.
All right. Pivoting from the heavy and get into the fun and friendly. All right, let's get on the conversation of relationships. Scoops, are you single, ready to mingle like a person?
Yeah, at the point, I've been doing my dating a little bit, you know, meeting a few nice young women.
Here and there.
Yeah, doing, you know, you gotta see what you like out there, man, for real. And keep your eggs all in one basket and I know what that sound like. But, you know, so like right now, I don't know, I am focused. I wouldn't say that kind of draws my focus anywhere else. Like it doesn't, like I'm pretty well grounded. But I know how the importance of having a woman in your life too. Like, you know what I mean? You can be good or you can be bad. It's like anything. But, you know, it's like I said, like if you see something you like, hit me up. For real, you know what I mean? I might got something for you for real.
Not the aim. So now the main question in the comments is, what is your type?
What you say, blow the DM up?
The main question in the comments is, what is you looking for?
It's somebody that understand who they are. Like I know that's kind of like cliche and it might be hard for a lot of people, but I just feel like if you got like some type of a concept of what life is and how we can work with each other to make things work. You know, I understand people's not perfect, and I feel like when we understand the concept of that, and I'd probably be more open to be getting in a relationship for real. So what I really look for. It's like, just be yourself. Literally, that's all I like. I'm a dominant man. Like, I don't really be needing too much. I ain't one of them guys just like, hey, babe, let me see the ride real quick. I mean, right now, I ain't gonna cap because, like, I'm here and I got my car in Houston. But other than outside of that, you know, like, I'm not the type, like, you can't kick me out your house because I got my own shit. So it's like, it's one of them things. It's like, just be yourself. I come with me. You don't really got to worry about me. I got myself, and you know, if I love you enough, I got you as well.
For sure.
I don't ask for that. Yeah, like I don't ask for too much. Like I don't ask for too much at all. But sometimes it just seems like it's a lot for certain people. You understand? And go back to the mental health. They might have been through a lot of different things, and that's why they, you know. So I try not to judge as much as I do. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a type of person. I do take things personal. That's one thing I am trying to work on. Because you can't take this shit personal. You really can't. It's life, you know. But people say, yeah, like, but I'm opposed to dating and stuff like that.
I can dig it. When it comes to taking stuff personal, I found the book called The 4 Agreements to be amazing. When it comes to that, and I say it every day, it's part of my lady prayer. And the 4 agreements are: I am impeccable with my words. I do not assume. I do not take anything personally, and I always do my best.
Right.
So if you can, these are things when I plan on having children, this is what we want to do. This might be our wake up. Wake up part of the prayer type thing, even with the nighttime prayer. So
what you say, that's the daily bread.
Yes, it is. Like that's something that it should never fail you throughout your life. Like, because things get hard, especially when it comes to dating. I seen a video earlier today and it had to do with 3 elderly people and they had to be like 12, 7 to 12. And it was just a conversation between them, how they look at life, how they look at love, and the one little girl, she had to be like 7 and she was like, I don't have crushes. Like, I almost a cootie thing, but a little bit more intelligent than cooties. Like being able to put a word that could put more than just cooties. But just that whole thing, the perspectives of damage to people over time, and you worked on you, and you recognize that they haven't worked on them, is nuts. And that takes a lot of time to figure out.
Right.
Because everybody got a mask on.
Right. No, for real. And yeah, that's the main thing. For real.
Dated
a month, couple years.
That honeymoon stage be a month.
Well, yes.
You be on head over heels for somebody, and it's just like, man, I feel like through situations and stuff like that, you kind of really see who somebody truly is. When stuff hit the fan,
absolutely.
Stuff like that, like, you know what I mean? You'll see exactly what somebody's agendas is, anything. And it's like, lately I've been real energy sensitive. Like, I pick up energy so easy now. You know, like, I used to be blind to a lot of things. It's like, don't fall for lust. You gonna know when it's really love, you know what I mean? They'll go to bat for you every time. Like, and that's one thing about me. So that's why I really don't hop into relationships so easy, because I know how I love. Like, you know, I'll do whatever for somebody I really love. You know what I mean? Right. That's what my friends, you know, in relationships, anything. Like, I don't play about that. So it's like loyalty and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's very, very big with me. It's like a part of my morals and stuff like that. So it's just like, if it's not reciprocated, let's not play with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very serious about like relationships like that. So that's probably why I've been single for a little minute. So what do you feel like love feels like for you? Like, you feel like, would you say you was generally in love before?
Yes, I can. What love feels like for me, or is to me, is, I don't want to say delusional, but it can honestly feel freaking delusional. I don't even want to say in the delusion it can be healthy, because you always want to be able to have that come back to reality type of situation. But I can say that I've been in certain situations that I have felt in love and very delusional, even when it wasn't a situation of possibly, it wouldn't appear to be delusional to nobody else. But that is when what looks cool to others, and there's always a flip side. And that flip side of love let me know that I have a lot more work on myself to do when it comes to love, because I'm very much similar to you. Star signs, I'm a Cancer Venus, so I'm like low-key Cancer. My heart is a Cancer. I have a lot of Cancers in my family, so I know how they love, and now that I know that about myself, I understand why I mentally and emotionally lash out. Because I ain't letting nobody see nothing. I'm not big on letting people see my emotions. I leave in silence, and then you question what she's done. Like, that's really it.
I dealt with a lot of females like that. I want to talk about that for real. Because I'm sitting there talking to you. What makes you do that though? Like, so basically, let me make sure I understand what you're talking about. Like, you kind of shut things out. Like, when you, as far as like communicating something that you might not like, you rather just not talk about it and just leave, or is it more so?
I'm to a point, if I feel like there is a resistance within communication, because I've already said I'm a communicator. Right? If I can talk the situation out, I will, even if it gets a little hostile with tone. Right. But once I feel like you done, like you totally finished, okay, cool. You can call this a game of petty if you want to, but we want to see who's
like that in a sense. I see what you mean.
Because it takes a lot to get in it for me. Like, so once you said you done, because it took so much for me to say, bro, we can do it again. Swear, try. Like, swear you's worth it. And then we get back to this. You done quick? All right, cool. Don't even worry about it. Where'd she go? Who are you again? Sorry, but like
I ain't gonna count them the same way for real. Like, I don't beg nobody to stay around. That's basically because I know who I am too. Like, it ain't even on no cocky shit. Like, mentally, spiritually, I know who I am within. So it's like, if you can't see if you can't see that, and you feel like there's better out there, go over there. I ain't gonna go. Please stay with me. Like, nah, like for what? No. Like, I'm a very hard worker. Like I said, I'm very loyal. So it's like, if that's not what you like, and that's not what you need in your life, then do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? And I support it too.
For sure.
You know what I
mean? We're not doing this in between either.
Yeah, like, I don't like sometimes people.
What you saying? The beef.
No, literally, like, people be so sometimes nowadays. It's like one day you wake up, oh, it's all this about you. Then the next day you do one thing, you might tell somebody no. It's like they don't rock with you no more. So if that's what, if you on the side of not rocking with me, you have to stay over there. You know what I mean? I did my part. I did what I had to do.
Do y'all feel like, you remember how you said like delusion, like being in love is a delusion? Do y'all think that y'all can tell the difference between, like, when you're spending time with people, you feel like you can tell the difference between if it's intentional or if it's distraction? Because a lot of relationships are based on, I'm stressed from work, I'm stressed because whatever the case, you know what I mean? Like, we both stressed or we both bored, so we're together being distracted together. Then that turns into a relationship. Then sometimes that turns into kids. Right. Like, super serious shit happens based on distraction a lot of the times, because humans link up for either super intentional reasons or humans link up to distract each other. Do y'all feel like y'all know the difference?
Alright, man, that's a good ad. I like that, man. For real. Like, I never looked at it like that.
And I feel like within my current situation of when's the certificate for social butterfly in middle school, but I feel like that applies to me still. I'm pretty good at, I don't want to say moving throughout friendships, but when you get to a common ground of, hey, how are you? How you doing? How's it? If I did see you with somebody else or your significant other, I would like to ask, how are they? You call it an acquaintance sort of situation, but recently I noticed that I was within a friend group that was only there for aesthetics. Like, I thought it was more than that.
I know that, man.
I thought it was more than that. Like, it took time for me to realize, like, all right, this is literally only for aesthetics. Y'all only caught a vibe. We only caught a vibe. We only caught to see if you going to such and such.
Right.
No.
It wasn't too much purpose within it.
Not really. And then when it came to conversation, notice it missing each other. It came to it. Yeah, we need to go do that again. We need to. We talk about plans to do something, but it just turned into what is the purpose.
Right.
So it went cool last year. Like the summer was cool, the winter was cool. Now we're at another one. And noticing, taking a couple steps back and realizing like it was only for aesthetic. Mm-hmm. You thought it to be something a little bit more. You hoped it was, but come to realize it is.
Yep. And romantic relationships do that too.
Like, absolutely.
Like a couple years down the road, you'll be like, hold up. Like,
what was this for? Like, we made...
For real.
Because everybody else liked it. It was aesthetically pleasing to other people. Y'all looked it good on social media, or y'all looked good in your environment.
There's only so many times we can get, everybody collabed with the fits. Is that really why we're together? Because if she ain't have on the fit that worked with everybody's collectively, was she going to be in the picture? Would you have allowed her to be in a picture? Yeah. Keep it up.
For real though, I see that. I always say stuff like that. I just feel like everything's internet based. What you see on the internet, people want to try to copy it as well. Their world could be in shambles. Behind closed doors, but you would never know because how they present themselves. Literally show you. I just feel like I'm gonna say this. I'm basically saying like, be yourself, please. Like, have genuine relationships with whoever you dealing with, friendships, anything like that. Like, please, just have some type of purpose behind what you're doing and not an agenda. It never works. Definitely when you got somebody that's actually smart and ugly. You know, like,
over time, it will always show
it's gonna show its color. Just give it some time.
For sure.
Ask people questions. Mm-hmm. You know. Be more intentional with the conversations that you have. You know, read red flags, which a lot of people don't do. And I fell victim of that. There was a lot of people I was dealing with, and I ain't see the red flag. I like these people so much that I was like kind of avoiding the red flags. Like, maybe it's this and no. Don't do that shit. Mm-hmm. They do some lame ass shit. You do, you step away. Girl, I ain't got time for that. Man, what? So many situationships I done had. I'm pushing 30. Like I said, I want some kids eventually. I want to be, I look into marriage and stuff. Like, I just feel like sometimes, but one thing I do want to say about that, I feel like once you start putting a title and stuff, you come with expectations that a lot of people can't live up to. So, yeah, I mean, just know what you want out of life, out of people,
Man, I can't say the same when it comes to titles, because when you are filling out a job application or filling out for your LLC as an entrepreneur, girl, you have to put a title. Like, I'm sorry, you know what you're going for. Yeah. So know what you're signing up for. Right, don't be saying you don't want a title. So you're not applicable for this job here that you're applying for. Yep. Whether you think it be passion or whatever, you're not applicable. You don't need don't give me a title. You work in the mailroom. You're the mailroom guy.
Sure.
Like, just be the mailroom.
Girl.
Nobody wants a title.
Yeah, because they don't want the commitment.
The commitment to the title.
Yes. When a title comes about, commitment comes about. You want the perks. You want the pay. You want the bonus. You want the, you know what I mean? You want the, what's the other shit? Benefits.
You want to be let go.
But
That's
you don't,
what that's
but you don't want the so-called title, because if you want the opportunity to be a floater, you want to be able to jump from this position to this position. As long as I'm still getting the pay and the benefits, it is what it is.
So let me reword that then. Be ready for the title. Like, I feel like people need to prepare themselves for and know exactly what they want when they're trying to, get serious with anybody or whatever it is, friendships, all that. Like, you just got to know exactly what you're preparing yourself for. I mean, yeah. But no, yeah, that's real. That's real.
Yeah. At this point in life, it's time to be intentional.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What are some things y'all feel like y'all been like in like the last, because we're in the fourth quarter. I like this time of year because I feel like I got a lot of pressure. Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to roll into the new year with new habits already. I don't want to wait till January 1,
Right.
So in this type of, like, in this fourth quarter, what have been some things y'all have been like very intentional about, you feel like?
Morning meditation for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Girl, game changer.
Morning meditation.
And I want to piggyback on that because, like, I understand, like, the morning structure of your whole day.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely, like, that's one of my main things I didn't even get to really speak on. Like, I was never a morning person, but I'm learning to become one because I know it's like how my day start is going to dictate how my day ends.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that was one thing. Like, I don't know what it's about the mornings. It's just like I wake up mad. Well, what am I mad for? I woke up again,
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for saying that.
Like, what am I mad for?
Thank you for saying that.
Nah, for real though. Like, it's a new day for me to be better and stuff like that. Like, it's like I had to start like learning to get out of my mind so much. Cause I be thinking about, all right, this is the first thing I think in the morning. Like, there was some bullshit that's gonna happen now. Like, let me just wait. Like, I know some other shit's gonna happen. But I had to learn, like, no, don't think like that, because it's whatever the power of your tongue, that it will happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're looking for,
exactly. Like, why am I talking negative? And this is the first moments of my day in my new life.
And you want to know when your day really begins? Is at night.
Night too, yeah.
Because a night routine is just as, if not more important than your morning routine, because, like, if you wake up tired as hell, it's because something went wrong in your night routine.
Right.
Like, you didn't completely wind down, or you didn't get proper rest. You didn't, I like to call it, like, thought vomit. Like, writing stuff down before you sleep so that you can clear your mind. Like, kind of just dumping your mind so that you can sleep real good. Like, have a clear sleep without your mind racing, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then when you get a good sleep and you wake up and you feel cool, you feel rested and fulfilled, your morning routine is easy. Therefore, you got a better attitude, you got a better chance at having a good day, you know?
Right. No, that's real. No, that's definitely real. You just gotta, keep a smooth pace, work at your own pace. Keep building yourself. Like, that's my best advice I can give anybody. Like, step away for a little bit. I had to go outside my body to pinpoint all the things that was wrong with me so I could start perfecting myself.
Right.
And that's very important. And I feel like people got to do something like self-reflection.
To touch on that, to be able to self-critique is so important. And if anything go on your show, I feel like it should be that for the kids. Like, being able to understand that you do not need to speak harshly to yourself in order to self-critique. Like, nor do you take anybody speaking harshly to you or talking out of tone as far as critique.
Right.
So, just understanding that. But self-critique is very important. If you have that type of skill, hey.
Oh, man.
Hell yeah.
Nah, for real.
That's intention.
Yeah, definitely. And I always say, like, when you have more control over your mind, you're so powerful in itself. Like, knowing that I could control my emotions at the right time, knowing when I to speak at the right time and then do things and to move how you want to. Like, you have more power of your mind. It's like you're unstoppable, actually. And I want to, like, speak on that a lot with the kids and youth, too. That's why I'm going to different schools and speaking about self-development and stuff like that. It's very important. I feel like it's overlooked. So it's like, I start waking these minds up, man. For real, we are very powerful beings. Women, men, and let's not put in this versus.
Yes.
Like, we need each other. Like I said, I want kids. We need each other to reproduce. We need each other to, this is what society's trying to paint this picture and agenda behind it, but we need each other for real. So, yeah.
Did you end up saying one of the things that you feel like you're being more intentional about, or a couple things you feel like you're being more intentional about?
I would say timing, definitely. Like I'm working on that with me. Just being on time for certain things, and it's basically having a better attitude, like I said, in my morning times and stuff like that. So it's like that's been helping me a lot because it's like it's pacing how I want things done and how fast it's like, you know, controlling time a little bit more too. You know, taking it one step at a time. Like for real, I be trying to do 1,000 things at once because my mind is always racing. Like I'm always thinking about the next thing I could be doing, and sometimes that's where I feel like where I start pinpointing my problem is like me feeling so behind because I'm thinking to do so many things at once. But if I'm taking it one batch, like let me fix this, let me get into the clothing. Let me start focusing on my interviews. Let's doing it, taking it one step at a time. Then it makes things a little bit more smoother. And definitely, you know, plan ahead and being more organized. That's my main thing. I'm not organized. My organizer is up here. I organize everything up here. You gotta stop doing that to me. Come on. You gotta do it.
For sure. Organized. You need a whiteboard. I'm sure you got a whiteboard. You got a whiteboard?
Yeah. I be putting my notes in my phone, or I'll just write it down on like my notepad. I need a real big whiteboard.
Yeah, I just got two. I love them. I stacked them together, and they are helpful. So I put my credit card due dates on here.
I can say women are very organized.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, but
true. But those who are, this is why you give us the money to
do that.
Dispute.
No, for real, facts. Like
we take care of
I'm
bills
very,
and stuff.
very organized. Like a lot of people I've met.
That's true. That's why I feel like that's a part of like the woman role in the house. You know, like women clean, women put things in order. Like that's, and like you said, men and women need each other. Like we need to talk more. Like we've gotten to a place in life where we've allowed outsiders, how we was talking about earlier, that controls your mental health and shit, and controls the fact that we don't trust each other, which is crazy because now we're not communicating. Now look at how many men are lost out here. Look at how many women are lost out here because we're not communicating.
Exactly.
We're allowing the media to influence us and the media to communicate with us rather than us communicate with each other. All right, what do you actually need as a man? You know what I mean? Why are you so angry?
Right.
Women, why are you acting this way? What are you actually seeking? What kind of attention do you truly want from, you know, me? Or what could we do for each other to make each other win? Why are we failing? Why are we giving up? Why are we hesitant? Why are we not confident in certain stuff? You know what I mean? Like that's the communication that's needed because we have different outlooks on shit. Like you say, you think women are organized. I think that's just because you're a man. Because women, we feel like we're always all over the place, even when we're organized. Typically, the most organized woman you ever meet is probably a basket case. You know what I mean? Like, because she feel like aesthetically shit got to be in order because everything in her head is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But men, y'all think so much more simple. So we could blurt some shit out to y'all. Be like, oh, this is just, I'm so stressed because of the day. Y'all could be like, it's this simple. Like, just think of it this way. And it can be like, oh, shit.
Different perspective. Like, that's what I really like to say. Like, you really got to look at different angles. That's why I'm very big on picking people's brain and to see how they look at life or just anything, you know, because that can help me. Swear.
But having that different perspective is very important, and our generation has been peer pressured into isolation and self-dependence, and I don't need you, men and women. I don't need you type shit. Like, what do you mean? Like,
they're even promoting depression. Like, they're promoting that as if that's a thing that everybody got to go through, as if it's cute. So people are almost like kids. These kids are almost proud to say, I'm depressed.
Right. They rap about it and all types. Like
they're making it seem cool. Like, it's cool to be depressed. That's just not cool.
It's a social trend now.
Yeah, that's just not cool.
It is. It's definitely, it's crazy.
Either it's that to actually be it, or is that just to say it? Because you got motherfuckers like, don't talk to me like that, I'm depressed.
But they know the power of the tongue.
Super sensitive. Yeah, like you talking yourself into it.
Hell yeah.
Right. And your environment play a big part of it too. Like a lot of people be around a lot of draining type of things, draining type of energy, and they just expect things is going to change. No, you're not in the right space to even do that. I mean, it's all about your team, who you're around, your family, and stuff like that. You know, these are people who love. I feel like people gotta learn I would say, the power of detachment.
You just hit it out. That shit was literally just in my head, literally.
And I had to detach from a lot of different things and things I never thought I would be able to. But it's just like, you'll see the difference once that thing, whatever it might have been, is not there no more.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to grow. You won't have enough room to grow. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like this. You just gotta understand. Like I'm saying, this is self-development. Like, we're not perfect, and we gotta understand that. You know, that goes with relationship, friendship. There's no perfect friend. There's no perfect relationship. But if you're willing to, invest in these things to make better, and then things will get better.
Right. Right.
Yeah. The last little car chat that I posted on the same channel, I was talking about the power of relationship with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, developing a relationship with yourself, because like we was talking about, we'll get distracted building relationships with other people, but we won't be knowing ourselves. You know what I mean? So you don't even know what you like or what you don't like, and then next thing you know, you looking around and you done fucking dove off the deep end in your life, and you look around like, how did I even get here? I don't even like none of y'all. I don't even know none of y'all.
Oh, that's real. That's real. And then stepping back, like I said, just stepping back for a little bit, be by yourself for a little bit. It'll help you pinpoint exactly what it is. And that's why, like I said, my move, I'll even get back onto that. Like, when you're by yourself, you understand yourself a little bit more. Like, who can I turn to at this moment? Like I said, I'm up there with no family. I ain't got too many friends up there. Like, I made friends, but I ain't come there with friends. So it's just like, I had to step away to understand, this is what Scoop do. Like, this is what triggers me. This is what I want to be. This is how I'm going to get there, stuff like that. So it's like, just start asking yourself some questions sometimes, man.
For sure.
For real.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Because when you're alone and you're pissed for no reason, like you said, wake up mad sometimes, you ain't got nobody to turn around and blame.
Right, no, exactly.
You don't got nobody to blame.
That's real.
If you fucking stuff up, you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. So that isolation time is important, but balance,
Right.
For sure, balance.
That's good. Like a therapy session, I need that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
That's what we like to do. Well, wind down Wednesday.
Some real good questions for real. Like, I be telling people to interview, really ask me about me. And man, y'all did a very good job. I appreciate y'all, for real.
Yeah.
She like the way that I move, she like the way that I talk, yeah. She used to fuck with a fool, she never been with a boss, yeah. I like to play with a check, she like to play with that, yeah. I don't think she like clothes, the way she taking it off, yeah.